Hi, this is Chelsea with Let's Tech Review, and leading up to our webinar on subscription-based legal services, Andrew Legrand, founding member of Sparrow Law Group, has been so kind to share his time with us and insights and advice for anyone considering a move or who's recently gotten into offering subscription legal services. Andrew and I have known each other for quite some time, but Andrew, if you could just share a little bit about your background before we get into talking about the actual delivery of how you pull this off.
Sure. So my background is I'm here in New Orleans. We help business law clients nearly exclusively. About 90% of our work is mostly business transactional buying, selling, advice for business owners, business startup, licensing, zoning, regulation, partnerships, operating agreements, employment, all that sort of stuff for your mom and pop kind of businesses. Our clients range from startups with a few grand in capital to businesses that have multi-million dollars a year in revenues. So I've been doing this for almost 7 years, and a model I've been pursuing really since the beginning of this has been the recurring revenue model, the membership-based or the subscription-based model. And part of that is it's twofold. I found that it seems to work better for my clients, my business clients in particular. They need advice on an ongoing basis. And there's not always a thing at the end of the road they need to solve. It's not always one problem. It's not in a family law environment where they're coming in for a divorce. It's not a personal injury where they're trying to get their settlement or get to trial. You're running a business. So as I'm sure you know, recently starting up Lex, there's a lot of different issues that pop up from time to time. And so I wanted to figure out how I charge these clients a flat monthly rate that makes it predictable for them. And that also creates revenue for me to where I don't have to earn new business each and every month.
Yeah, and also, one of the recurring themes of this conversation is being able to break out of that hourly, model where clients are only coming to you when something really bad has happened. And I know one of the biggest questions that attorneys ask me when considering a move is, how on earth do you prevent your firm from being taken advantage of when you're offering certain services for, unlimited, and then others, you're tracking the number of documents that you're reviewing or other things. How did you go about when you first started getting your head wrapped around the different pricing levels? Because you guys actually have multiple levels of the program that clients can start in and then move up as needed.
Correct. Yes. So you said a few things there that are worth kind of pointing out. First, you said that people only come to clients, or clients only come to lawyers after a really bad thing happened. And that's actually the number one issue we're trying to solve with our membership problem. Is I find that almost all my business clients who come to me with this problem, it stems out of one decision that could have been fixed in a 20 or 30 minute conversation. Sometimes it is a big mess and it's taken a while to get there, but the vast majority of time they come in with this big problem. They say, I've been doing this for a few years, or this is what happened, and I didn't have attorney advice along the way. So in the marketplace, the problem is that people are only coming to me with problems, but that's not what I want to do. Then you've lost your business, you're out of business, you don't have the money to fix the problem. That doesn't really benefit either of us, and it's not my goal to help you end a business that wasn't working. It's my goal to help you create a successful business. So trying to fix the idea with clients that don't come to us when the issue is already out of control, come to us early and often so that way we can guide you so that things don't get to the point of out of control. So as far as marketing and explaining it to folks, I think that's a big part of it is that there actually is a reason that it's more beneficial to clients to be on this subscription-based model. And in large part, the competitive advantage we have right now is a lot of lawyers have a high barrier to entry. They want a large retainer. They want to charge you by the hour, but clients just want simple advice. So what the membership model does is allows me to set a price range for that easy advice. Right now, I think we started out at $49 a month. We did that for about 6 weeks. We went up to $69 a month, and now we're going to go up to $95 a month for our base package. And what that allows me to do is when a business owner comes in, I can offer the $95 a month package to them to give them the advice and have the opportunity to show them why it's valuable, as opposed to saying, hey, give me $2,000 and I'm going to charge you $400 an hour to solve this problem. And then they're like, well, how much? I have this question. What do you mean I have to give you $2,000 and $400 an hour? How does that work? Or even if I didn't ask for the retainer, it's $400 an hour. Well, okay, how many hours is that going to be? Is that $20 or is that $800? There's a big range there, and that can shift quickly. So now when these clients come to us, the advantage that the membership gives us is, here's one offering we can give to you. This is it. It's $95 a month. You sign up today, you get the 30-minute consultation with the attorney, and then you figure out where the issues go from there. To your point about firms being concerned about being burned, there's kind of a few things there. Is first, I think you also have to accept the fact that there's going to be clients who try to game the system. There's going to be clients. I mean, just with any other practice, right? There's going to be clients who want discounts. There's going to be clients who don't pay. There's going to be clients who's you can tell that you can set the expectations in a myriad of different ways, but they're going to have the wrong expectations. So getting burned, I think, in the subscription-based model is it's my intent is that I'm going to be in such a way that any burning that happens is worth it. With my business-based clients, the way I look at getting burned is, you're paying, even if you buy a 30-minute consultation for the $95 price, I'm not really getting my hourly rate. I need to earn more per client than that, just $95. But if after that consultation you cancel your membership, something's wrong. You didn't get the wrong advice. Our relationship wasn't good. I didn't nurture you well enough. I said something that turned you off. So I look at it as a client burning me is if they're a business owner and they want advice and they pay for advice and I give them good advice, the chances of them burning me are minuscule. Whereas if I do get burned, it's probably something I did and probably something I can control.
That's a great point. That's really, really a great point. And something also that you've talked a lot about in the workshop that we both attended is that there are going to be those clients that come in and they're constantly reaching out. But the flip side of that is that there's also going to be clients that don't use it very often or come to you once every couple months. So I think that's a big difference between the two, and something that you can kind of equate to like a gym membership. Like some people are never going to come, or they're going to come for the first month of the year, and then others are going to use it pretty consistently. But having that open line of communication creates that proactivity of being able to find out those legal issues, and also I would imagine helps you determine what clients you want to work with, and the ones that are going to be your problem children that are going to be high maintenance that you can justify charging a little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen both of those. I've had people who've come to me for, they've emailed me kind of simple questions, and in the past I probably wouldn't have been able to charge them for those simple questions. It's, hey, I signed this promissory note, should I pay it? A lot of times that maybe is just a 20 or 30-minute conversation with some of the business owners, and in the past I was just simply giving that advice away. Now, with kind of having a low-priced offering, I don't have to go for the hourly rate thing. I can say, hey, here's what it is. And I've had a few clients who come to me with those simple questions, and I give them this offering, and they're not willing to, they don't want to buy it. So I'm happy to let those clients go down the road to the next lawyer who's willing to give them the advice for free, or just undervalue their services and not charge enough for that.
Agreed. And so if you were talking, very similar to the workshop that we did, if you were standing in a room of attorneys of all practice areas, whether that's real estate, business law, estate planning, what have you, what advice would you give them as they are considering the move and the jump, to get started? What's the one thing that you wish you knew before you started putting pricing up on your website, or before you started pitching this to clients for the first time?
I'd say it's that as lawyers, it's important to recognize that we contain a ton of valuable information. And I've based our entire membership model around the idea that if you're a member, you receive unlimited 30-minute consultations on unique legal issues. So anything, it might be, we only handle business law cases, but I know enough about divorce law and personal injury law and criminal law to at least talk to a non-lawyer for 30 minutes and explain, okay, this is the situation you're in. This is some of the basic laws that are involved here. This is important enough to hire a lawyer. These are some of the lawyers we recommend. If I was in your situation, this is how I would look for a lawyer. This is how much I might expect to pay for this kind of service. So all of that information is valuable to my clients, even when it's not necessarily something that we handle. So I might have to, a lot of times I am going to have to make referrals, and I'll be honest with them. And, usually a lot of times, even after that 30-minute conversation, despite the fact that I've told this person that I can't help them completely solve the problem, a lot of times they're very thankful for just that short conversation about what the issue is. So to me, that's kind of the pinnacle of my offering and a lot of other subscription-based offerings is, hey, here's a way that if you're one of our membership clients, anytime you want, you can schedule a 30-minute conversation on any legal topic. And even if we can't help you, we're probably going to be able to, just as lawyers, this is what we went to law school for, issue spot, figure out what the issue is, explain some of the basics about that, or as much as we know. Maybe do a little bit of research on the internet or Lexis beforehand to sound a little smarter about it, but then also help that person figure out what their next steps are in finding help. Because even today, if you have a child who's arrested or you have a parent who passes away, the internet's a fire hose, right? It's a big fire hose of information. You don't know who to go to and who to trust. Whereas in a 30-minute conversation with a lawyer that you trust, even if they don't help you, it's comforting to know, okay, these are the steps I need to take. This is the type of lawyer I do need to hire. And this is maybe how much I might expect to pay for that. And yeah, I should go look for this lawyer now.
Yeah, I love this model for that reason, is that it breaks down the barriers between the consumer and the attorney. And, coming from someone who is literally like the legal hotline for all of my friends, I get the call and then I refer them out to the attorneys that I know because they're so afraid. They have no idea what they're walking into. And I think that it does a tremendous amount of goodwill in the industry as well, of just having people not be so afraid of a conversation with an attorney, because you're guiding them even if you're not directly serving them underneath the terms. So Andrew, last question for you before we let you go. So what is the one thing that you've learned? I know you've done several iterations of these plans, or you're workshopping how to present it to clients in the different levels. What's the one thing that you've learned as you have moved clients into the different levels, or as they move from one to the next, to the next, to the next? Is there anything as far as pricing or delivery or the use of technology or scaling from an operations perspective that you'd like to touch on?
There's a whole lot in terms of pricing, scoping the work, how you market it to clients, how you automatically charge it. So if I'd have to say that there's one thing, I think the biggest thing that would apply to all lawyers is that people want this. This is no one wants to buy legal services by the hour. That is not enjoyable to anyone. Nobody enjoys that at all. And a lot of my business owner clients, and you might hear this from your friends, a lot of times when people call a lawyer for advice and it's this short 20 minutes advice, that person will a lot of times say, hey, send me a bill, please, bill me, charge me for this advice. I want the paid advice. And a lot of times it's just hard for a lawyer to, how do I send you a bill for 20 minutes? I mean, it's not that hard, but it's also kind of a lot of time to, 0.2 times whatever your hourly rate is. I'm going to send you a bill for $80. I don't know, it kind of seems like a lot of work.
More work to issue the invoice than it was to actually do the call.
Yeah, exactly. And then collect payment and reconcile it and this, that, and the other. And, so I think the thing to realize is that not just businesses, but consumers of all sorts in any legal practice area, people want more access to their lawyer. And by changing the nature of how we charge for that, I think we can provide more access. And we get to a point where, like you mentioned, you have clients who don't use it. We had a half dozen or so clients sign up in the first week who haven't used it in the past 3 or 4 months that we introduced our new pricing plan. simply to lock in that, I mean, they did get a good rate, so that was their incentive to sign up. They got about a 50% discount off what's going to be our regular rate. But, people want access to legal advice, and they don't want the free advice. They're happy to pay for it when they need it. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing for any lawyer to realize is this isn't something that clients are going to push back on, is that when it's done right, clients are going to be clamoring for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the value. I mean, I can speak as a business owner myself. I would beg my business law attorney, and if I were located in Louisiana or like Texas, like Scott, who we interviewed, I'd be signing up right away because it's that peace of mind. I would much rather pay and be able to pick up the phone than wonder if an agreement that I'm signing is above board. And instead, I think a lot of entrepreneurs just go ahead and sign it and they move right on and they don't expect anything to happen. And then when it does, it's really costly. So, Andrew, I can't thank you enough for sharing your thoughts with us and helping, motivate and maybe push everybody who's on the edge about doing subscription legal services or publishing a subscription legal service pricing plan for their firm. Where can they learn more about your group and all of the wonderful work that you're doing?
Sure. You can go to our website, sparalaw.com, SPERA law.com, and on there's links to all our social media. We're pretty active on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all of those. But if you go on there, you should be able to see kind of how we're offering and what we're doing. We still kind of don't share necessarily the, at least on our website. So if you go to sparalaw/memberships, it's not linked directly from the main page because we like to share that at a particular time in the client process right now. But if you go there, you can see the different options, and I'm happy to consult or discuss with any other attorneys. I'm still working on this model myself. So while you may think I'm an expert, I am more than happy to accept feedback, constructive criticism, and ideas from everyone else.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. I will see you again soon. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your day. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks. You too, Chelsea. Take care.